What's up, YouTube? Alright, this is the second time doing this video. I was moving smoothly and then the company came and knocked, and I'll tell y'all about that in a minute. So I'm stuck right now in Salem, Oregon. We'll get into that in a minute. I saw Trucker Bill in Portland. I had a load from Hershey. I thought it was chocolate. I didn't really read it, and it was jerky because I didn't know they dealt with jerky too. But Hershey obviously does a lot of stuff. And so I had to deliver that load from Utah to here in Portland. So I got to hang out with the Trucker Bill and went and hung out with his family. Again, I know Trucker Bill because me and his sister-in-law used to go to the same church. And she was our Bible study teacher back then. And she introduced me to him when I thought about coming into the industry. So I became friends with that part of the family. I had met aspects of his family before I ever met Trucker Bill. I met his wife, which was her sister. And I met his stepson, Kyle. So I had met those two because they had come out to visit my friend Linda. And then while I was on the road the first year, Linda passed away. She had had knee surgery and threw a blood clot to the brain and passed away after her knee surgery. And so I'm still very good friends with the family. Obviously, Bill while he did not physically train me to drive a truck, he mentored me in a lot of the workings of the industry on the back end. Some of the philosophy, some of the hints and tricks about trucking, things like how I drive mountain grades. Granted, I know he drives them a little bit faster than I do now because he's 42 years in. He's comfortable with probably doing some of the things a little bit more elevated. But his safety procedures I have definitely implemented in my driving, especially on grades and mountains, because I used to be very fearful of mountains. I'm not fearful of mountains. I drive a mountain like the wind, but I don't drive it fast. I take my time in mountains, curves, corners, and turns. Our curves, turns, and corners. So sharp curves or curvy. You take your time. And matter of fact, we were in Atlanta when I was with Trainer Bill, not Trucker Bill, when I was doing my training, and a trash truck turned over because some of Atlanta has some curves, and a trash semi truck full of trash turned over on the freeway. We sat for 2 hours with them trying to get that truck. You had to call out a crane, pick the truck up, then they got to get all that trash off the freeway. And I have pictures. I'll do a video when I can sit down. Once I get everything working with get my AT&T back and I'm gonna get a Wi-Fi on the truck, I can then upload through my computer. And I'll get back to doing some uploads there. I don't know if I'm going to do all that editing crap, though. I kind of just like putting it out there, and if y'all watch it, you watch it. If you don't, you don't. I vlog because I think it's therapeutic. When you're by yourself on a truck, it's therapeutic. And you get truckers who are, and I think some of it is because they don't have any external, therapy. They don't talk to anybody, or they might be loners, and you be like, why is this being crazy? And, so that's kind of it. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, my company's going through some changes and management changes, and I'm hoping that they implement allowing pets on the truck. They used to have it before I came back to them. They had it, but when I was working for them before, they didn't, which is why I went to another company initially. But if they do, I'm getting a dog, and I want a Cocker Spaniel, and I'm going out to Texas. The lady who homed Hillary told me that she has a place. I'm a Cocker Spaniel person. I love Cocker Spaniels. So I'm getting a Cocker Spaniel. That's the goal. We'll see. Right now I'm getting used to my new driver manager, so I don't know if she thinks I'm crazy or what, because I'm very sarcastic, especially when I'm frustrated. So anyway, I got here. I'm in Salem, Oregon. I dropped my previous load, which was out of Utah. And that was it's been kind of a nightmare since I came off home time. So y'all saw I hung with Joe. And I had home time, and they gave me a load I was supposed to pick up in California. So I had 333-mile deadhead, which is rare, but they must have not had anything for the reefer division. So they had me deadhead with a reefer all the way to California. I deadheaded there, and I was picking up a dry van load. And dry van is not my favorite thing. I didn't know it was dry van until I got there. And it was a dry van load, and it was soup. Just cans of soup. And so I picked it up, had to go get it scaled. I was over on my front tandems, on my front steers, by 60 pounds or whatever. Again, I'm in California. I am very cautious in California. California is notorious for jacking with truck drivers. It's just ticketing, it's a way of them making money, and some truck drivers do well, some don't. But everybody has this, I don't know, this weird philosophy that I guess all truckers have money, lots of it. And that's not necessarily true. Some people do very well in the industry, and some do okay, and then some don't do well at all. So some truckers are piss-ass poor. But California is known for big tickets. And so, matter of fact, the first girl I teamed with, she went over the speed limit in California is 55 for trucks. And I forgot, she went over, I don't even think she is, because our trucks are governed at 60. She went over on the speed, and they gave her like a $900 speeding ticket. No lie. And so, irony of this whole thing, I really watch it. So when I was over, I went ahead and went to our terminal, which is not too far from where I picked up the load, asking them what they want to do, because sometimes it could be your truck, okay? And don't forget, you got my big behind on here, so it could be the weight of me and my crap inside the truck on top of the load. Granted, the truck itself is supposed to only be $12,000 in the front, this front part. And so it was $12,060. And when I went in, I guess one of the guys who was in there, I don't know if he's customer service or our driver manager, he drove local, and he said you can go up to $500 in California over on the steers. And I guess the reason being is California has a setting on your trailer that you have to set it at a 40-foot mark from the rear center of your tandems in the back. You can't really go beyond that. So obviously your weight may end up being adjusted, falling somewhere else, and obviously on your tire somewhere else to steer. So in that case, they set up to 500. I don't know if that's written somewhere or not. One of these days I'm going to take the truck in, and Trucker Bill said take it in, Trucker Bill, for what's called a CVSA, a voluntary California vehicle inspection, and they take it in, and they'll inspect my entire truck. And if you pass, they'll give you a sticker that you put on your window, and you can go to any scale house for about 3 months, and they won't jack with you. It doesn't matter what state, because California is so anal about trucks. And so I didn't know that. He just told me, he says it's a sticker you can get, put it on the passenger window. He said, and they won't jack with that truck, your truck, for 6 months. You take it in for a voluntary inspection. You can just drive into the scale house and say, I want to have a voluntary California inspection done. And he said it doesn't matter. They will respect that sticker in Canada. That's how anal California is with their inspection. Any scale house, he said, when he drove, doesn't matter what scale house it is, what state, if it gets that sticker from California, with Canada, anywhere in America, he said, you got a scale house, that will, you can go ahead and go through. You're okay. You pass California's standards. That's how stringent Cali is. So anyway, went ahead and did the load, went through the scale house, got over it, and some of it is fuel. Might have been fuel, just need to burn off some fuel. Could have been that too. So got the load, took the load to Utah, dropped the load, which all it was a drop. I'm like stressing because I wasn't gonna make the time, because it was even just leaving the yard in Phoenix was drama. The trailer lights were messed up. I went back around to see if they could fix it through the inspection lane, which they normally just do a quick fix for stuff. They're going to tell me, oh, it's your truck. My truck, it went through it's called a cow bit inspection. So when I came off home time, I took my truck into the shop. My truck sat in the shop for 2 additional days. I'm going to have y'all rolling here in a minute. For this cow bit inspection. The cow bit inspection is simply... It's almost a DOT inspection on crack. And again, it's a California bid inspection. I got a sheet. I have to show y'all later. It's a sheet with a laundry list of all the stuff they checked on the truck, from the tires. It's a DOT inspection on crack. So they did the cow bid inspection, and then I had to call because I hadn't heard from them. They told me, oh, this inspection only takes about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, unless something's wrong. So I didn't hear from them, so I figured they found something, they're just fixing it. But the truck is relatively new, right? So I got it 95,000 miles right now. I got 108,722 miles on it. I'm thinking, well, hell, I wonder what they found. Something wrong, or if there was something. I call these people, say, oh, you got a warranty issue, or not warranty, a recall on a belt. I'm like, oh man, belt in the engine, dang. So I'm thinking, instantly engine. So they keep the truck. I sleep in it that night. They keep the truck for an additional day. No, additional day, because it was down one day and then the second day. And then they also had to do some kind of upgrade to the Qualcomm. So here I'm taking this trailer to get it fixed, and they're trying to tell me, oh, something's wrong with the pigtail. Pigtail's just your line that goes, your electrical line that runs from the tractor to the trailer. And it wasn't, it was actually the dang trailer, but they didn't want to fix it. We won't go into that because that's part of the whole issue I have in trucking. And it's I understand it's 113 degrees in Arizona. You don't want to really take the time to get under there and try to figure out what the electrical issue is with the trailer, but the trailer was off. I go through the quick inspection line. He does a test to my pigtail. Pigtail was fine. And I had just come out the shop, so I'm like, they just did a massive DOT inspection of this damn thing. There's no way in hell it's my thing. Oh yeah, cut the hair, y'all. I cut the hair off. Yeah, the hair had to get cut. So it wasn't that. It was a trailer. So I had to go find another trailer. All of that ate up a lot of time. Then I had to wait for them to send me the registration. That's another thing that irritates me, and I need to find a way to suggest it. And when we have new management coming in for the company, but when they do, we have like they do in federal and a company inspection on the trailers. Why in the hell they're not checking to see if the registration is on the trailer? I have no idea. But I'm gonna say 90% of the reefers I get have no registration paperwork. What really kills me even more is that drivers are taking them and not even getting them. So if you pulled in for a DOT inspection, one of the things they will always ask you for is a trailer registration. If you don't have it, that's going to be a problem. I don't know if they'll ticket you, warn you, or if they'll hit you with points. Either way it goes, why even do that? So I've had a request almost every new trailer I get for the registration paperwork to be faxed to a truck stop to get. And so I had to get that, wait for that to come. It's just insane. So anyway, got that load, went to drop it, and then had a Hershey load. I love Hershey because they give you free chocolate when you leave. You can get 2 free chocolates when you leave, whatever chocolate you want. So they have like a bunch of candy you get for free. Picked up the Hershey load, headed out. And then when I was doing my paperwork on the side waiting, I noticed that the address didn't match. So here comes the drama. It's like it's been drama. So drama leaving off home time. Oh, back to this real quick. So I asked this question. I almost forgot because that's what I want to have y'all laughing about. Once the truck was done, my tractor was done, I was like, what belt was bad on the trailer, on the truck? And so the girl says, I don't know, it says whatever. She's just working in the office. She don't know what the hell it is. She said, it says your safety belt. Guys, if y'all know what a safety belt is. Oh my God, Jesus. I said, did you say safety belt? She said safety belt. Dude, they had my truck an extra day for a freaking seat belt on the passenger side. What takes a second day to put a seat belt in? I'm just saying. So it wasn't a belt in the engine, it was a freaking seat belt. Safety belt is a seat belt. I digress. I was irritated. And then I don't know what the hell they did to the Qualcomm because she's jumpy now. I don't know. I touched the screen and she jumped to a whole nother damn screen. Anyway, I want to blow the navigation system up on our Qualcomm, so it doesn't even matter. We want up. Today, I got done, and the place I'm at right now, I'm supposed to deliver a load back into Salt Lake, so I'm down in Salem, Oregon. I called because my load delivered early this morning at 6:15. And that was a fiasco because we had the address they had me delivering to one company, and it was a whole nother company on the bill of lading from the customer. Or from the shipper. So I had to wait to see where we were actually delivering because my company showed one thing and the bill of lading showed another. And then obviously we're going to go with the bill of lading because that's where the customer wants it to go. So I ended up there. They took me without an appointment because I explained them. I said, here's what's going on. He says, you don't have an appointment. He says, but we're going to get this off your truck. And I said, well, here's what took place. I said, they had it set up for an entirely different company, but when we picked it up, we showed something different on the BOL. He says, okay. He says, no, not a problem. Get off. So, they boom, boom, boom. I was done. Really cool. Like I said, reefer, they just, I didn't even have a freaking appointment. And they're like, reefer? Let's get that crap off that truck. And, you know, they did. It's like boom, 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 even if it's a screw up. So tonight, this has just kind of been since I come up home time, I end up here at my other shipper, which is supposed to take me in Salem, Oregon. And I had called because this load picked up at 9 o'clock at night, 2100. I delivered this morning at 6:15. And I called because I was staying at Jubit's. Y'all know that's my favorite truck stop. I stayed at Jubit's, hooked up with Bill. Bill hooked me up with some catfish, hung out with the family, watched some movies. Got back to the truck stop, did laundry, and then jumped in the bunk and went to sleep because I had to be at my appointment at 6:15, which really wasn't an appointment because I didn't have one. Because it was for the wrong shipper, the wrong consignee, not the right consignee. And so I went ahead and stuck with that time. Delivered my load at 6:15 and called the next customer I was going to and said, look, you guys have parking, because I knew I was coming down to Salem from Portland. She said, we don't have a lot of parking. And I said, well, well, maybe I'll just go back to Jubit's because that's my favorite place anyway, right? And she said, I wouldn't recommend that. She said, because you're going to get stuck in traffic trying to get to us. I'm like, okay. She says, there are truck stops before, on the way to us. Or she said south of them, but it was actually north of them. I think she's just talking to me probably quick. And so she told me a truck stop, and I went there, and it was good because I need to get the trailer washed out. And there was a washout there and a good taco stand. I think it's exit 282. I think it's 282 off of I-5. There's a truck wash, and there's a really good little taco stand. Because while I was waiting to get the trailer washed out, I got me some tacos, which sits right in front of the trailer washed out. It was good. And it's a little Mexican food stand right there. It's really good. It's right next to the, there's a Pilot. Flying J Pilot, one of them two. Anyway, although they slow as hell inside that Flying J. Oh my God, Jesus, they slow. Went there, and she told me, go to a truck stop there and wait. So I did. I went there, and I had enough time that I was able to go to sleeper berth. And get an entire 11 hours back. I gotta fix my logs here in a minute. And get an entire 11 hours back. Thank you, because I just realized that.
Messaging. You have 4 hours and 54 minutes of remaining drive time.
I'll get that fixed in a minute. Excuse me. And so I got. What did I do next? Oh, I went ahead and got to there. I stayed there, did my washout, and then I went across the street. There's a TA. There's a Flying J and a TA directly across the street. Actually, that's the TA I was supposed to fuel at once I got this load. And my allergies kick here in Oregon a little bit. It's probably stuff blooming. But that was the Flying J I was supposed to actually, or the TA I was supposed to fuel at. So I went over because TA has way more parking than Flying J Pilot. Normally they have more parking. I like the way TAs and Petros are set up because it's usually huge parking in conjunction to a Love's, Flying J, or Pilot. So went across the street to TA with initially the intention of I was going to go and probably go inside and get something to eat. But since I had the tacos. Oh, okay, good. I'm gonna get detention pay on this. Since I had the tacos. Hold on for a second, y'all. Hold on. I'll talk about this in a minute. Problems with load. Shipper. Short on 2 parts of order. They are waiting to talk to consignee tomorrow to see how to proceed. Order on So the system does this, and what happens is it sends me a message every 2 hours. It'll send me a message. You made it in 2 hours, 4 hours, and I have to respond back just to say what's going on. So I just respond to the first one, and then from there it notes it, and then I already sent my driver manager a message. I sent him a message telling him everything that's going on with him. Anyway, so I got there, stayed, and then woke up to get here in time. GPS drama. Here's the GPS. This damn thing, you can go on the freeway going south like this, right? Right? I didn't really look because I'm not familiar with this. I still got to get familiar with this area. I haven't done this in a long time. And I follow this jacked up GPS. So I wasn't sure. I was like, okay, well, maybe it's taking me. The GPS took me back north on I-5 to do a U-turn over the off-ramp or whatever, back on the I-5 south. When I could have easily, where I was at the truck stop, just got on I-5 going south. A good 10-15 minutes worth of, well, not 10-15 minutes, about 5 minutes worth of waste of dang time. So this GPS, I really want to blow it up. So I got to get me a trucker GPS, because this one is. And the other problem is I'm using old school. And old school's good because, I mean, I use it and it works. But if I had a GPS, this one is very basic. It's just basically getting me to the customer. If I had a GPS where I could also look up truck stops, I could plan through the GPS my stops with my end stop still in play, and what's along the route. Whereas here I have to kind of route it, and then I have to go back to my little books and sort through and look on I-5 to see what truck stops, So in this case, when I call, the lady says we don't have a lot of parking, but you're welcome to what did he tell me? You're welcome to do, I forgot what else it was. So instead, truck stop, here's where the stops are at. I wouldn't recommend going back to Jubitz because it's a lot of traffic. And it's right, when you're trying to get it, Jubitz is sitting in the heart of the Portland area. So when you're trying to leave about that piece, it is a beast getting on the interstate. If you're headed towards Seattle, you're going to be sitting on this little curve to turn on, and usually sitting there for a minute. And so it is a beast. And they're very aggressive drivers in the Portland area. I mean, aggressive. It's kind of almost not quite LA, but they ain't too far from it. So yeah, and then that's pretty much the order. So right now I'm here in Salem, Oregon, outside the shipper. When I got here, they told me they were short on 2 parts of the order, extremely short on 2 parts of the order. So they have to talk to the consignee, which is where the customer is going to find out how they want to proceed. So either A, I'm going to be taking off this order, or B, I'm going to be waiting and I'll get detention pay and they'll load me with whatever they have. But they're trying to see if that's what the company wants. It's just, hey, here's what we have on hand. Because right now I'm being paid detention pay. And then the guy, I was doing a video before, and the guy just knocked on my truck to say, okay, so you're going to wait. And I was like, well, my company's telling me to wait to see what happens tomorrow and to talk to my driver manager. So they may either put me on another load or whatever. And I said, are you guys okay with me staying here? Because right now the closest truck stop is 10 miles north of them back. And at this hour, truck parking is not going to be good. So, and I'll say that real quick. When you're parking the truck, it's best to get there. If you can get there, it's best to get there before 6:30 in the evening. If you don't get there, if you get there after that, you're going to have hellish time trying to find decent parking. I mean, I've made parking, like I call it, truckers will find a way to make a park. I've made parking so you can make parking if you need to. But, yeah, not too bad. Anyway, this is 24 minutes long. I'm going to stop it here. I'll probably do some more videos about some other stuff.